Hey, this is Mikey with another After Effects quick tutorial. Today we're going to be doing some expression math that makes it so this layer will change opacity based on how close it is to the center of your composition. So in order to accomplish this, you need to know a couple of things. First, some basic math. What we're going to be using is the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, which is how you find the diagonal of a right triangle. So let's bring up a triangle. And what I want to do is right here, see how the square is moving away from the center? And this is your a squared plus b squared. And I want to find this length right here. And so what we're going to use is this position and the center point. So let's start with a new shape layer. So you can see that I'm just starting from scratch. Go ahead and make sure it's centered. Okay. And we're going to be applying this expression onto the opacity. And because of that, there's a couple of things we need to do. The reason being is the opacity layer is a single number. You see here, it's just 100. There's not 100 comma 100, but the position is 2. You see 960 comma 540. And so in order to take something with two positions and stick it into one, we have to do some extra stuff, but that's fine. So let's Option Alt click on opacity. And first let's bring in the data we want. We want the position of the layer and we want the midpoint of the layer. So put T POS for position, and we're just declaring a variable here, and we grab position, end with a semicolon. Now we need the midpoint, T mid equals, and in this I'm going to write it out myself. This is 1920 by 1080, so I know my midpoint is 960 by 540. Use square brackets and write 960 comma 540. At the bottom of this, let's put value semicolon, just so it will still compile. And so now we need to create the a squared plus b squared. So let's first do a equals, and we need to get this length, which is T POS for this position. But we need to put this, we need to declare which one. Is it the first one, 960, or is it the second one, 540? And how we do that is in square brackets, we put 0 for the first one, 1 for the second. And then we do this minus T mid, same thing, square brackets, 0. And that is our A position. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this and paste it and change that first variable to B and change these zeros to ones. Okay, now let's write out the theorem. C equals, and we need to do some math here. So if we click over on this little arrow, we have all these different things for expressions. We go to JavaScript math and we see math.square root. Well, that's what we're going to do. We want the square root of A times A plus B times B. And that with a semicolon. Now we just simply take value minus C. Now it might be too big of a number, so I'm going to go ahead and just divide this by like 5 to make a smaller number. Okay. And as we move it away from the center, you can see that it's getting more and more transparent. Now if we were tricky, we could actually, instead of taking the midpoint, we can have this based on another layer. So as this layer gets close to another layer, it does something. So that is that. Just talking about basic maths, but the thing in here is the square root, and just kind of how to recall certain parts of each array in this expression. So if you have any questions, just feel free to ask, put them down in the comments below, and hopefully this is something useful you can use in an upcoming project. Thanks, bye.